All right, I am here at Lowly Cafe and Lounge with Allon McCall. How are you?
Not too bad. How are you?
Good. Familiar interview that we get to do.
Just for everyone that know the context, we know each other very well.
We know each other very, very well. And I'm here on behalf of Shifter Magazine, which is so exciting, talking to Black East Coast musicians. Tell me a little bit about how you got into music and sort of the inception of Echo 7, the band you're in.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm a child of musicians. Been doing music my whole life, pretty much. As far as Echo 7 goes, we're 4 years in. So we started during COVID, actually toward the end of COVID. Which was very interesting, ducking and dodging the whole mandates, the lockdown, whatever. And we've lasted 4 years. So it's been a thing of, I had a recording studio before that, made a very strong attempt of trying to help local artists, get professional recordings and do things, in a proper way. And that was about a 4 or 5 year run. And I kind of lost myself as a musician. I was like, you know what? I'm done. Not to sound mean, but I was done helping people. I just want to do, my thing and my music. And so, yeah, it's been 4 years at Echo 7. It's been good. So no complaints.
Amazing. Echo 7, more rock, and you're a drummer, and that,
Yes.
Goes against stereotypes, which we've talked before. But tell us a little bit about how, you're dismantling that stereotype and that idea by being a black drummer, not a typical rapper.
Oh, wow. Well, drumming in general, I've always been a rock drummer. Always been a rock drummer. But I think, everyone now is beginning to understand a lot more lately than, we'll say 10, even 5 years ago, that, rock music is black music. And it's funny because there's been this run lately, if I may, that we've had this band in Living Color. They're a black metal hard rock band. They've been, from the 80s, they've been playing, and they're amazing. And even Lenny Kravitz, who I can't stand, but Lenny Kravitz does his rock thing. And the thing is that Living Color made a statement on Instagram talking about how since their inception, they have never, ever, ever been invited to a BET Awards or a black event. And they've been actively being like, hey, we're here. Do you want us to show up? So I think that, the narrative and everyone knowing that, black people invented rock or have always had a hand in rock music is probably more known now than it has been before. However, that doesn't mean that individuals in the rock scene have clued in yet, right? So I walk into spaces and, people think I'm the roadie. They think I'm security still. And then I get up there and I actually jump on the drum set and then I play and then it's a whole nother look. And you see the gears going in their head like, what? Huh? I didn't think... and then, don't let them find out that I, wrote the songs lyrically well. Then that just, so it's interesting because no one ever thinks that I'm the songwriter. No one ever thinks that I'm mixing and mastering the tracks. No one ever assumes any of that. And even in 2024, I still go into venues, especially here in the Maritimes, and people don't know why I'm there. Mm-hmm. I'm still like a lot of venues. I'm the only black guy in the venue to this day. And people make all kind of assumptions, but never that I'm a musician, never that I'm, in the band. So it's challenging. I don't take it personally. I know how the scene is. I know what the genre is. And I feel very fortunate to be able to have a band and have a project where I can put myself out there and change that narrative. And, be like, hey, you know what? Just because he is a tall black guy, we should not discount that he is not a musician, that he is not a part of this construct that is metal and that is rock, right? So it's interesting still even in 2024, but it is what it is, right?
Of course. And so the perfect mention of the Maritimes, obviously you grew up in New York, but you've been here for 20 years.
Yes.
And so I wanted to ask you how you see black Maritime or East Coast musicians moving forward, because we have had a lot of discussions about the industry that is, the powers that be, and how they amplify. And so when you think about black East Coast musicians, how do you see them, paving a way for themselves or getting the recognition that they deserve?
It still is an uphill battle because, again, we're still looking at black artists as being a certain type of artist. We're not opening up the conversation or opening up, the perception that black artists can do rock, pop, country, right? Even here in the Maritimes, if you look at the States, black artists are still struggling to get headway and traction in country music, right? So, and country is huge here as well. So I think black artists here still have a long, long way to go. But my advice to any black artist is that just stay your course. Don't feel like you need to be a rapper or an R&B singer. If you do country, if you do pop, if you do EDM, if you do world music, if you do Afrobeat, stick with it. Stay in your lane and keep going, because you may not get the recognition that you deserve here, but the world is a very big place. And music is universal. So don't feel like you need to kind of get into a box of, oh, well, I just need to be an urban artist because that's what they expect of me. Don't do that, right? If you sing country, if you sing opera, if you sing pop, whatever you do as a black artist, just keep going and stay the course, because that's going to be, in the end, that's going to pay the dividends. It's going to make you happy, and people will end up respecting you for who you are. And that's the important thing, right? So.
Awesome. Allon, I want to thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you.